No, I would slap the shit out of you. Like, going from 100 to 0, that fucking hurt.
9 episodes deep, and we get a finger hold, and we're like, oh my god.
Oh, this is allowed on live TV.
It was just a...
Hi, my name is Amy.
Hi, I'm Lanan.
And welcome back to Bingeable Beans.
Today, we have some food again.
What is it, Lanan?
We have kimbap.
We have kimchi there and then yellow radish. We're gonna enjoy this while we talk about Better Late Than Single.
Yes. So yeah, Better Late Than Single is kind of a new-ish dating show, a Korean dating show on Netflix, right? And I feel like I've never seen a concept like this before, even in like American shows. Correct me if I'm wrong, you know, but it's basically these adults, they're all reaching 30 basically, and they've never dated ever. Single, hence the title, you know, Better Late Than Single. And some of them, it's because they either went to an all-girls school, or they have past trauma, or they're just really shy, like socially awkward type of shy. And some of them, it's also their looks. And I think a collective thing for all of them, all the contestants, is that they just didn't care for dating too. Yeah. They didn't pay attention to it. One of them, he's only ever studying, so he didn't have time for dating. And so I think the show in general is a really in-depth journey of all of these people.
And they do get a 6-month training of like whatever they needed, like trauma or they need to work out. Mentors. They have 6 months to do that prior to like getting on the actual show and meeting with the other people.
I think the whole counseling thing was really cool. You don't see that much. Usually it's just regular makeovers, you know, look-wise. But counseling is something that's really important.
Yeah.
And so Jisu was one of the contestants that underwent that counseling, right? And off the bat, when she first got there, she was the most popular contestant. Yeah, she was like, especially to Korea beauty standards, right? She matches those standards, and then she's that aura where it's just really nice, calm, classy. Yeah, no, I would literally say aura. Like when you walk in the room, you know, you look at her and you're like, oh, she looks like a pretty nice, classy little girl. Yeah. Or not little, but, you know, classy girl. This is freaking fitting because us eating with him is reminding me of Kang-ho. Kang-ho was one of the guys that she liked at the beginning, right?
Sang-ho?
Or Sang-ho. Yeah, Sang-ho, my bad. Sang-ho. And
he's fucking hilarious.
Yes. Mind you, Jisu, she off the bat, she was the most popular, right? However, she only liked one guy at the beginning, and that was Sang-ho. But Sang-ho had no clue, bro. The whole time he was clueless. He was just there enjoying, just eating food. His choices, he was like, they were asking, oh, why did you pick this? Oh, because I thought it was good. And then everyone else, because they had this, like, not necessarily a game, but that's how they matched up the couples for the first day, right? Was they had 2 trays of drinks for the guys to pick and the girls to pick. So whoever picked the same kind of drinks would pair up and go on a date. So everyone, literally every other person, they picked their drinks intentionally, you know, while they looked at the other person. Like, oh, what, they're picking coffee. Let me pick coffee too, so it can be paired up with them. Freaking Sang-ho, he's just like, oh, I just picked this because I thought it was orange juice or something like that. He's like,
I'm thirsty.
Yeah, I'm like, bro.
Because one of his dates, like one of the, he was like waiting for his date to come, but they never did. He had already ordered food, so he was just sitting there waiting, right? And he was like, oh, well, they didn't come, so he just keeps
like,
on eating.
Yeah, he was like, might as well make my time here useful.
마음 놓고 한번 밥을 먹어보고 싶다 약간 이런 생각 들어가지고 아주 좋은 것도 있었습니다. 안 왔어요.
오, 야, 진짜 잘 먹는다. 좋다.
야, 근데 다이어트는 끝난 거야? 이제 끝났죠.
야, 잘해.
그렇지. 가야 돼요. 그렇지. 그렇지.
야, 좋다.
야, 쌈 야무지게 쌌. 자기도 웃긴 것 같아.
자기도 웃기다고 생각했을 거야.
역대 여대 프로.
He's like eating so fast and eating so much stuff in his mouth.
No, yeah, the funny part was he knew what he was doing. He knew that's funny though, because even the commentators were mentioning how whenever he was stuffing his face, he had like a certain smile on his face.
Yeah, he was laughing at himself.
And then when he left the restaurant, he like swung his jacket over his shoulder and left. That was so funny. And all the commentators, they're like, oh, Sang-ho, you're so cool. You're so cool.
You're such a man.
No, he was my favorite. Think about it. He had the time of his life. That's the most ideal thing, to be honest, okay? Free personal training at the beginning.
Whatever he needed,
Free
like
food.
workout.
Yeah, free food, free vacation, and he got a whole lot of screen time for doing nothing.
Big on the screen time. There were these two like new people that came in midway, right? Everyone was already there, settled in, and these two people come in, right? Tell me why they didn't get any screen time, but Sang-ho, he got the most screen time, and it wasn't like him with someone else. It's just always him doing something by himself, like either
Eating,
it's like eat or working
Falling
out.
off a hammock.
No, yeah, that scene when he was like working out, he's like, oh, he didn't get paired up with anyone. He was the only guy that didn't get paired up with the girl, and he's like, okay, I think I'm gonna eat. And he goes eat, and after he eats, he's like, I'm gonna go work out.
And whenever he was eating ramen, it was like raining outside. It was like the perfect. It was like moody, you know, for being alone, eating ramen. And then the commentator's like, I wonder what he's thinking right now. And then another commentator was like, he's probably thinking if I should add rice or not. Honestly, like he made the show so funny.
He wasn't even trying. He was just being himself.
Yeah. Sang-ho aside though, Jisu had two other guys that were
Interested in
her fans, you know. They liked her from day one. But that was their first impression, and then they stuck with her too. Hyun Kyu and Seung-il, which they were two polar opposites people. That's why it made it so hard for Jisu to decide.
They had their own quirks and their own pros and cons.
Yeah.
If you were Jiso, who would you pick? Right? One is more calmer in a way, like every time she would ask like, oh, are you okay with this, he's like, yeah, I'll be okay. And then the other guy, on the other hand, he makes her feel like a mother almost, like she feels bad for him in a way and she wants to take care of him. But
She liked, okay, so to add on to that more, Hyunkyu, for her, I think she liked the kindness. He was really, really soft and
attentive?
I wouldn't say attentive. Attentive is different. He was just like more soft and that genuine kindness that she really liked. And Seung-il, I would say, is more of a man.
Yeah,
Because he did all these little things for her, even if like she liked it or not. He still was always attentive. He bought her bag whenever she left it somewhere, and then he didn't want to pull her because he was like, oh, she's probably tired
or
she should
stressed.
sleep. Yeah, stress. And he bought her a pillow. It's just like those really little things that it will get me too. Those things, it does a lot. He makes her life easier in a way, you know, not all the time, but I feel like a girl, usually they always look for that, you know, especially a girl like her with her trauma too.
Yeah,
she's a very anxious person, so she said at the beginning too, she was looking for someone to ground her.
Yeah, she's
level her.
unstable.
And Sung was giving her that. He just had his few like flaws here and there that made her always step back. If he didn't have those little moments, it would have been a set done deal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And the two big moments was whenever they were on a double date, and it so happens that Sang-ho, the guy who also likes her, is also part of this double date, right?
yeah.
But then they start competing. Both of them, Sang-ho and Seung-il, are drinking shot for shot. And mind you, this date is supposed to be her getting to know these people, you know? Or know Seung-il, right?
Yeah.
Talking to him, this and that. And he's supposed to also be paying attention to her, taking care of her. But how can you do that when you're in a competition and you're getting drunk? You know? Any girl, I feel like, would be frustrated by that situation.
Either from both of those men, I would pick Seung-il over Hyun-kyu.
Yeah, I just feel bad for Hyun-kyu. I think from this experience, he'll learn a lot. Or he did learn a lot, you know what I mean? And maybe he learned the emotions of liking someone. So in the future, he'll be able to recognize it and regulate it more. Because I think that was his biggest issue is he liked her and he was just so like, oh my gosh, I like her. I need to hang on to her. I need to, you know?
Yeah.
But that maybe in the future, he's used to this feeling more. So he'll be able to like, okay, I just need to like do my best and chill.
And mind you, again, that everyone here, it's their first time dating. And he was describing it as like, oh, it's not studying. Like, I realize it's not like the more effort you put in, like, love is a different game. it's not like studying at all.
He was putting in so much effort. Too much. Yeah, I would say too much. More so in a sense where like he wasn't even considering her anymore. He was just like, oh, let me do this because I want to talk to her, you know? And she wasn't saying no, so that's why he continued with it. Yeah, I feel bad for him. Because, yeah, he's only ever been studying his whole life. So whenever he said that, I was like, you poor thing.
I think there will be a perfect someone out there for him, though, for sure.
For sure. He's not a bad guy. He just needs a little practicing, which he got in here. Yeah. Moving on to another contestant. Got a lot of people as well. But on the guy side, though, it's Jeong, right? He had 4 girls. 4 girls. That's like literally 2/3 of the freaking cast.
The thing was like, I don't think none of them cared or was interested in him initially until later on. And then I think, in my opinion, why all these girls were interested in him, because number one, all the other guys suck, or they're just not their type, or number two, they notice how he treats the woman that he's interested in. Like,
they just liked his mannerisms, I feel like.
And his charm. Like, he has this calm, put together charm to him. Like, he doesn't say much, but he does a lot. I mean, I would also fall for him too. What? Like, the way he was treating Yido for a while, I liked him at first, right? I really did. I was like, wow, I was like rooting for Yido, and I thought they were gonna like get it all. No, Jeongbuk later on, like after he was not interested in her for a reason, I thought he was a good man, but no, not really, because after he was not interested in Yido no more, he kind of just ignored her and like disregarded her, and then, not that like he treated her bad, but like he just neglected her and he ignored her and lied to her.
So my perspective on all of that is that, like, obviously from Yido's end, it's very frustrating, you know? I feel the pain. Like, that had to have hurt, because he was also the one that said, I like you first, right? But I think for Jeongmok, the moment that he started hearing that their family backgrounds and their values and beliefs were just so different, I think his heart immediately shut off for her, even though he didn't want to, because he poured so much into her, right? So him telling her that time when they were in that room, right, and she was asking this and that, and he was like, no, I'm not gonna tell Jiyeon how I feel. I'm just like, for you, I'm not gonna confuse you. I think that was also him convincing himself to like shut off his random feeling aside for Jiyeon, because it felt random for him too, probably. You know,
the the commentators were saying that he's an avoidant, which I think, and also I think he was confused. What he should have done was tell her that he's confused, but I think because he was confused, and then paired with like he felt bad for Yido, that he was kind of just avoiding it, the whole thing, and telling her straight up. And to me, it's not called love bombing, but I would be fucking her after being treated like that. Like, every little detail that he did for her, like he noticed the little things and asked her if she's okay, cover her legs, get her water. He was the best, and he was the best man in there. And like, he treated her so well. Like, honestly, like,
I just want to say though, I don't think it's anyone's fault, to be honest. Like,
being treated that and then going from 100 to 0, that fucking hurts. And like, watching your man, your man treat a different girl right in your fucking face, like, and just ignoring you, like, oh, what the hell? I'll be so hurt. I cracked the fuck out. This whole Korean show, Korea in general, bro, pissed me off because they're kind of underreacting. I hate this whole narrative that this culture of you good? Them having to
it went up my throat.
Oh,
like the sourness. Continue. Yes, Korea, their anger.
Right. I am angry that they are acting like they are being a bigger person. They're like being respectful of the person. They don't like cry in front of the person. They don't drink in front of the person. Okay, drinking in front of the person, I get that. But like, a lot of like their social interactions, they
hold back a lot.
They hold back a lot. They just like they don't express right. And another example is like when they reject someone too. They don't do it direct. They do it indirectly. I'm like, why do you do that? Just say straight up. I don't like you.
I think that part isn't because of the culture. I think that's because they're new to everything.
No, I noticed that in K-dramas too. Or like,
really?
Yeah, and like I noticed that in Korea. I don't know if it's in real life or either in real life or in K-dramas, but Koreans in general, they do that. They reject indirectly. They're like,
because if you pay attention to the commentators, they were saying they're like, oh, they should have just told him or told her straight up, things like that. So I'm like, I don't think it's fully a culture thing. Maybe it is, but
maybe
it's
scenario. Like, I don't think it's called a culture thing. I think it's just something that they do a lot because they feel bad for the other person.
Oh, in Korea,
yeah.
I think maybe it's like a Korean thing, but I think it has more to do with their lack of experience, though. Because they like. If you're like more experienced with it, you know that telling them straight up is always better. Which Jaeyun, for example, learned that the hard way with Jiyeon. He was like beating around the bush a lot with her, right? But because he felt bad, he's like, oh, I didn't want to hurt her. And that's what they all say throughout. But I think it's lack of experience. If you had experience, you would know that ripping it off the band-aid, saying it straight up is always better.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I guess they are new to this too. They never dated before. So back to Yido and Jimbuk, right? He didn't tell her straight up. He was like lying to her fucking face. Yes, he was confused. But he basically told her like, oh yeah, like I am still into you, while like literally ignoring her. But yeah, this whole culture thing where they act like to be a bigger person, like, oh yeah, like it's okay. No, I would slap the shit out of you. Like, if I was Yido and I was talking to Jimbuk, I would literally slap him. I would do everything, bro. I would crash the fuck out. I don't care on TV. Like, I don't care. Like you can't. Like, you know, I think they don't. I think that's why I say Korean culture, because
their
I think
image.
They don't want to ruin their image.
Yeah, they're really big on image. I don't give a fuck. Because it was so funny because the commentator. It was that scene where
they were in the pool.
Yeah, so at this point, Jeong, it's very clear that he's lost interest in Yido, right? And he's sitting next to Jiyeon, and they're having this conversation. Yido is in the pool, and she's like playing around, whatever. And then she hits a ball, but it accidentally hit Jaeyun, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And the commentator, she goes, nah, if I was Yido, I would do that on purpose.
Oh, by the way, that's the girl that Jimbuk is now interested in. Jiyeon, which is really random, by the way. It really was
random, but like if you really paid attention, there were little moments, little hints here and there, because he started to care for her. I mean, they did flash back on like scenes where he was like helping her and he was like caring for her. Like he didn't do it on purpose, but he just found himself gravitating towards it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, later on they did show that, but I think in the beginning it was just so random. Yeah. Because they didn't have initial interest in each other at all, just friends.
I think that's in the producer doing that on purpose. Like they didn't show those scenes until after, so now we're like, that is so random. Why would you do that to Yido? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's on the producer's end.
I also, because they just happened to go on a date together, because Jiyeon, she had trouble with her own, interest in date, like with Jaeyun. Yeah, because he's really awkward. He's a topic of himself. But
the poor guy.
The whole date just like flopped, and she's just sad about it. He's not interested into her, and so she goes on to the next person, not someone that she's interested in, but as a friend. Like sometimes she just wanted to go with someone she's comfortable with, so she's just like having a normal conversation with him, not thinking of anything, and that's where it started.
That date changed a lot, because he is right. I don't think it was. Oh, I think his date was before Yido. Yeah. So he's starting to realize all these similarities between Jiyeon and him. Mm-hmm. Right after coming out of his date during the day with Yido, where he's like, oh, we have different family backgrounds, our values are different, and so he's just kind of thrown off by that. But now he's sitting here and he's like, well, we have so much in common. I'm like, no wonder, you know, no wonder he got confused. I don't blame him at all for liking Jiyeon. Maybe in the execution of how he told everybody, yes, but him liking Jiyeon, it made sense. For Yido and him, even if, let's say, like, he kept ignoring those feelings, right, and he kept going for her, it wouldn't have lasted a long time.
Yeah.
Because their values are different. Maybe it doesn't affect now, but down the line, those things will pop up. You know what I mean?
My question is, though, if you were interested in someone in that show, obviously you're gonna pursue them, right, and then get to know them. That's the whole point. But do you think Jungkook should have like approached it differently? Because I felt love bombed for her. That's not called love bombing, but of course he had attraction to her and he wanted to pursue her, but and then he just all of a sudden stopped because he found out like they're very two different people. They kept clashing on different topics. So
I think maybe his fault was deciding too soon before you knew those things, before you learned those things about her. You know what I mean? He was just quick. He was like, oh, I'm really attracted to her, and his mind was probably just like trying to be as honest as possible. I think, right? But maybe lesson learned for him, or I don't know, maybe he's sticking with Jiyeon, so he don't need the lesson no more. But lesson learned for everybody, right? Maybe
before you jump in.
Yeah, but until you know those things.
Yeah.
Right? Where, you know, family background, values, beliefs, those line up, and then you know, you can get into it more.
Yeah.
Because attraction alone, it's like that's quick to determine, you know? Like I look at you and I'm like, oh, you're attractive. Okay, you know? I like you, but those things have to line up for it to last in a long run.
Yeah. That's why he was attracted to Jaeyun, because she had a lot of things similar, like, oh, I put my family first, oh, I'm independent, I like music, a lot of things.
Yeah. The moment he's like, oh, I want my daughter to be like you, I was like, clearly he likes her. Well, because that's not something you say to just anybody.
I thought that Jungkook, though, he's a really good guy, as in like a good man. Like the way I was noticing how he treats his woman,
like he's like reaffirming, you know, like or reassuring her all the time, and he looks out for her, and oh my gosh, she likes oranges, so he always brought like it
was tangerines.
Oh yeah, tangerines. Yeah. So he was always like, oh, I need to bring her tangerines. I was like, that's so cute.
He's so thoughtful.
Yeah.
And then they fell in love with each other. They went on a overnight stay. Oh my god, that was like kind of funny. And not because of what they did, but like the commentators. They were saying about that.
They were freaking out. No, I literally was quite literally laughing out loud at the commentators, but I was also freaking out as much too. And I'm just like, this is so crazy that like the difference between Korean and American shows, you know, I'm watching it, they're like, you know, hand hugging everything off the rip, but here like 9 episodes deep and we get a finger hold and we're like, oh my god.
The big guy commentator was like, oh, just kiss already. And he was like,
with the beard.
Are they gonna kiss? Yeah, is this allowed on TV?
They're all out of their seats, by the way. I've never seen like show commentators where they're this passionate.
It's so expressive.
Yeah, where they're because honestly, if I was like a commentator, I would be the same way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they get the Jungkook and Jiyeon, they get in the same bed. And then we hear these sounds like, what are those sounds? Is this allowed on live TV?
It wasn't even like a lot either. It was just a
like lip smacking.
Literally just and they're like, wait a minute, what was that?
And you're like, I can't see. What are you doing under there?
No, and then in the morning, right? They're like, oh, where did one of them go? And then Jiyeon's head popped out. They were like, oh my god, they're on top of each other. Oh, it's just so funny, but it's so cute that, like, jokes aside, that overnight date was so cute for them. I was so happy for her.
Yeah.
Jiyeon specifically.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she told all the people there about her background, her trauma with her dad. And then she's also saying how she's never even been on vacation. So that's why she signed up for this. She thinks it's an opportunity for her to, you know, go out there.
Yeah.
They saw the options for the different overnight dates, right? She was like, oh, like, she's like, I think I like all of them, but you know, the luxury one would be nice, like the one I can't afford. And I was like, oh, you poor girl.
Yeah. I love that for her. She said, this is the happiest day of my life.
Yeah. And then you were saying how like you would believe that because of her background.
Yeah, like she grew up poor, independent. Her dad was abusive.
And I can just imagine, even without the background, I feel like it could still be the happiest day ever. Like, you just got the man, you know, after a rocky start.
Yeah.
Now you get to spend the whole night
with the man of your dreams.
Yeah.
The one they're gonna marry, because they kept saying they're gonna marry each other.
Which, do you think that's like, oh, they're new, so they're just saying that, or you think it's
No,
they feel
I feel it. I feel it. I see it, and I believe it.
I agree. You know, people could say otherwise, like, oh, it's too early. But sometimes, if you know, genuinely. You know what I mean? Once that feeling comes, I feel like you.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, a lot of the things in this show, I like relate to them because I also started dating like way later too. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, I'm still young, but you know, I'm still young. But you know what I mean?
You're making everyone out there feel old as fuck. Sorry for the unks out there.
No, but you know what I mean? People start dating like high school or whatever, and like whatever, you know, or like at least go on dates. I never even went on a date until like recently ish. You
She
know
was
what I mean?
chronically single.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by choice. By choice,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
By choice. She had a roster, but she had to reject all of them.
Yeah, totally. I think whatever happened in the show had to happen for all of them, just so they can learn, whether it be a vacation for Sang-ho or a life lesson for all of them, or building self-confidence like Jaeyun.
Yeah.
Right? Jaeyun, it was frustrating, right? Because he's very, very, very shy and awkward.
Very awkward.
Very
awkward. Like he can't even decide if he wants to hold his hand on the table or put it down. Hello? God, have you seen those scenes? I had to skip. It was cringe.
The poor guy. I just felt so bad for him because he was really trying so hard. And he is a good person. He's charming. Whenever he was at ease, he would crack
comfortable,
jokes, and he's funny.
Yeah.
And he was able to talk to people. But
also, what a shame is like he's good looking too.
yeah, he's so adorable. I think after this, it definitely will help the confidence. It will definitely like
His
come
journey
higher and higher. You know, even from the training to the start of the show, he was already better.
Yeah.
Already, but he just always cracked so much under pressure whenever it was someone he liked.
Yeah.
Or anything related to expressing emotions.
Yeah.
He just could not do it.
He doesn't know how to handle them.
Yeah. He doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
What he should say, what he shouldn't say. But his journey was cute because how he ended up liking, or he liked Yeonmong the whole time, from beginning to end, right? He just struggled to express it to her clearly. And there was one scene that I thought was literally the cutest scene ever, was him after he told Yeonmong, it's like suddenly he was like, oh, I don't like you anymore, you know, because he thought that would be helping her, because he thought it was a burden. So, but it just ended up confusing her, right? Now he's like, oh, I messed up, I don't know what to do. Jisu's sitting there helping him, and she's like, no, you need to start over.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, what are you gonna write? And he was like, Yeonmong, I love you. And then Jisu's like, no. And then even like Hyun Kyu was there too, and he was like, I can't tell if you're joking, please be joking. And then like Jisu was like, okay, pretend Hyun Kyu is Yeonmong, like he's the girl, and like practice right now. And Hyun Kyu was starting to do like a girl voice, and then Jay was like, just do a regular guy voice. I can't. They were so funny. Their friendship between all of them was really nice to see too.
Yes.
It's such a good show.
I loved it.
There was so much depth to it, so much character development. Beautiful show. The ending was good.
Yeah. Everyone was like content.
And like the hosts were perfect. Or the commentators.
Yes.
perfect. The energy was so good, and their comments, every single comment was so spot on. Like, I was thinking it, and then they said it, and they expressed it and explained it even further and more clearly.
Because we keep saying that about the commentators, because like all the other commentators we ever seen on other shows, it was so unnecessary, and I would just skip them. This one, like, I was actually like watching.
They were the reason I would be laughing out loud at certain points. Explain like different perspectives too.
Yeah.
So maybe you're thinking one thing, right? But they explain it, and I'm like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They need to have a season 2. Oh, one of the contestants, Mihang, she was saying like, oh, there's probably a lot more of us out there than we think. You just don't admit it.
Yeah.
I can see that, especially when you're older. It can be something embarrassing, right? Because if you're older and you've never experienced it, there's certain things you're not going to know how to handle it. And maybe it might make you come off as immature.
Yeah.
You know? And especially with Korea, where they're really big on image, I can see why
Yeah.
they have.
Okay.
They need to make more shows like this. Whatever. I just loved it. It was so wholesome. It was so cute. All the dates. The lounge was really cute. The dinners together.
I like how Jimbuk was listening on to Jiyeon's like story, her background, and how her dad's like abusive to her family, and he was like tearing up, but like he got up, he didn't say anything, and they're like, oh, where are you going? He had to like walk out for a second, and then he like wiped a tear, and I was just like, oh, that made me cry. Him crying made me cry.
Again, tears all around.
Oh, that felt so, I love that.
Yeah. It was also like, not because he is a man, he didn't want to show that he was crying. It was just more for her so that she doesn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Feel like it's such like a pitiful thing. But that was really nice of him though. Because I definitely, like, whenever you have something like that, you don't want people there sitting and like pitying you more. It makes you feel pathetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If anything, you tell them like, oh, you're so brave. Like, you know, you're like a great person now. Like, that doesn't define you. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
You redirect it in a more positive light, not, oh, it must have been so hard, you poor thing.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to hear.
Okay. Well, overall rating, 11 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it an 11 out of 10
It
too.
was too good.
The setting of everything. Oh, yeah, it was also on Jeju Island.
Yes, everything. The dates were so cute, like physically pleasing.
The one where they made like tangerine juice or whatever. It was random,
yeah.
but I really liked it because I like tangerine juice, and it's just so cute.
It's like making me want to go to Jeju Island.
Yes,
it looks
and
so
like
fun.
And I love the ocean.
Okay,
The
begin.
ocean.
The ocean. Lana likes the ocean. I think Lana likes the ocean.
I bet the weather was nice there too, guys.
Yeah, I think it gets
'Cause it's
cold at night.
cold,
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
good. I think it's perfect.
So it's like cold, so then you're like, you know, you gotta cuddle up because like it's cold.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, like I'm cold. Can I use your jacket? Type of feel, type of weather. But yeah, it's a beautiful show. The next show we're watching, I'm also really excited for. And the next few things that we're doing, I'm excited overall. But this next one is also the similar lines, like very cutesy.
What are we watching?
Dating show. 1920?
Oh, 19 to 20.
This next show we watched it a while ago, but it's good. You should watch it. It's really cute.
Since you mentioned that we watched it before, I do like this show more. I like the
Better Late Than Single.
I like Better Late Than Single more than 19 to 20.
There's a lot more depth in this show.
I don't know if it's because it's like relatability or I matured more. They're two different concepts, by the way. 19 to 20 is like a young group of people turning 19 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think we really liked at the time because we were the age
Yeah,
too. And
we were
now we
19.
like this one because we're older.
Yeah.
I guess we're just growing.
We're getting old. We're unks.
Not even close.
I know. I'm sorry for the real unks out there.
You're not old. I promise.
You're not old, but you're an unk. All right. So good night. Sleep tight. Close your eyes. Shut your mouth. Dream a dream. Dream us out. Dream, 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 dream.
Actually, this drink is gas too.
Yeah.
This drink is fire.
And it's healthy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's so good. I think Amy's mom put us on it, and ever since it's so
addicting.
Yeah, it's so refreshing.
I wish it
and
was
it's
bigger.
Yeah, I could chug like 2 of these in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.